Can't tell who that. Batche passes over to Shook. Shook over to Herman. Herman back to Braden Petracco. Petracco looking. Gets a screen from his teammate. Takes a shot and he fires it into the bottom of the net. Looks inside. Finds Watts. Watts looks and finds Shook. Shook over to Petracco. Over to Shook. Shook attacking. Defended tightly. He fires a shot in the top left corner of the net. His brother there. Shook takes it. He fires it down to Watts, it looks like. Herman tosses it back to Shook. Shook getting a head start there. He avoids one defender, fires in the top left corner of the net, and Paul Shook with the unassisted goal. Sends it back to Petracco. Petracco passes it over to Herman, over to Braden Petracco. Watts behind the net, he finds May. Nate Petracco passes it over to Herman. Herman getting the head start. He takes a shot, he fires and nails it in the top right corner of the net. Smith fires it up to his charging teammate. And the Presidents will take possession. Paul Shook on the fast break. He has a one-on-one opportunity with the goalie here. Shook scores! The Presidents score a man-down goal. Herman tosses it behind the net to Watts. Watts with it, attacking. Nothing going there for him. Looking to try to get some offense going. Watts fires it across the field. Shot by Mann. It's blocked. But then the Presidents take it again. And Aiden Herman throws one in the back of the net for the Presidents taking possession of it. Shook with it. Shook over to May. May over to Shook. Shook over to Petracco. Back to the older brother. Nate Petracco with it. Nate's looking. He fires a shot, and a jumping shot lands in the top left corner of the net. Ball lands up in the net of Shook. Quick rainstorm just ended there. Petracco at the top of the key. Petracco with it. Petracco fires it across to Herman, and Herman puts one in the back of the net there. Petracco takes it. Ball's over to Watts. Watts looks over. Finds May. Watts to Shook. To Herman. Back over to Petracco. He looks over, finds May. May looks inside, finds Watts, and Watts with the man-up goal for the Presidents. Fired it into the bottom left corner of the net, and just like that, there's a 4-goal lead. Herman's going to pass it into Watts. Watts gets in between the legs of Nestor, and Carter Watts with the bullet shot there, and it gets between the legs of Austin Hopkins. Hopkins hit hard there by Taylor. Hopkins is able to take it back for the Presidents, and the Presidents are going to run out the clock. They only got 5 seconds here. Shook fires it over to Petracco. Petracco with 2 seconds left in the half fires, and it scores in the top right of the net. Him. Shook across to Watts. Watts took the shot and was deflected by Nestor into his own net. Nestor is able to get a stick on it, and it ended up just deflecting into the top of the net there. Petracco. Nate Petracco with it. Looks, finds his teammate behind the net. Out to Shook. Shook attacking with the spin move. Falls down, gets back up. Flag called. Back check. Shot by number 13, Nate Petracco. Cock reset. Shook with it. He looks. Shook with it. Fires. Low. Herman gets the rebound, and Herman scores. Herman over to Shook. Shook drops it. 35 seconds remaining on the shot clock here. Presidents on the attack. Petracco looks, finds Herman. Herman into the back of the net. Paul Shook looking. Puts a big hit on the Bethany defender there. Toss over to May, and May sends it in the back of the net. Shook. Finds Herman, who fires and nails it in the top of the net. I believe that's